WNBA sensation Caitlin Clark has revealed her thoughts on the huge offer to play in the Unrivaled League. Unrivaled was announced earlier this year as a new 3-on-3 women's basketball tournament. It was initially said that it would feature 30 players across 6 teams: LA's Basketball Club, Miss Basketball Club, Phantom Basketball Club, Lunar Owls Basketball Club, Rose Basketball Club, and Vital Basketball Club, with 5 players each, until a financial boost allowed the league to increase the total number of players to 36. There are now just 6 spots remaining for Unrivaled, which begins in January and takes place in Miami, Florida, across 8 weeks during the WNBA off-season. Clark's Indiana Fever teammates Lexi Hall and AIA Boston became the 29th and 30th players to join last week. It is no secret that Unrivaled is pushing to add Clark too, who is currently the WNBA's biggest star, off the back of a spectacular Rookie of the Season to its roster. One of the ways that it hopes to do so is with the allure of a huge salary. The projected average salary for Unrivaled players is around $250,000, with Clark believed to be offered significantly more than the $76,535 base salary she received in her rookie WNBA season, with some claiming she could earn as much as $1 million. But Clark may need even more of an incentive to join the league, given how much she is already making through endorsements. The 22-year-old said on Monday she had no deadline in mind about her decision. Asked for her thoughts on accepting the mega money offer, Clark said, "We'll see. I don't know, just taking it as it goes. See if I want to play eventually." Last week, the Fever announced former Connecticut Sun boss Stephanie White as their new head coach. White, who is looking forward to getting going in her new job, has already told Clark and her teammates that she supports whatever they want to do in the WNBA offseason and would have no problems with them playing in the new Unrivaled competition. Everybody has a different cadence toward the offseason at different points in their career, White said. "I always think it's good to play coming back into training camp. Having played games versus not. If you haven't played, timing, rhythm, game shape, all those things are tough to simulate just working out. I do think there is some value, but each player approaches it differently." White, who is excited by the prospect of working with 2 Rookie of the Years in Austin and Clark, was herself a high school star in Indiana and played for the Fever for 4 seasons. She was assistant coach to Lynn Dunn when they won the WNBA in 2012 before becoming their head coach from 2015 to 2016. Speaking about how excited she is to work with Clark and Aliyah Boston, White added, "You've got the point guard in the center. You have the bookends that you want to build around these 2. Clark and Aliyah Boston are the best. There are so many things they do well right now, and you saw the difference between the beginning of the season to the end of the season and how much better they got with one another. When you think about the great point guards and post players that our game, not just our league, has seen, they are going to go down in history as the greatest, and I'm excited about the opportunity to work with them." Donald Trump has spoken out on whether anything can be done about Caitlin Clark's modest WNBA salary. The Indiana Fever superstar, who was crowned Rookie of the Year last month, has shot to fame since entering the WNBA, and her soaring stock has in turn boosted the league's popularity. Despite that, Clark picked up less than $60,000 in wages during her breakthrough season, and the year-on-year increases are only marginal over the course of her 4-year deal. The difference between her pay packet and that of an NBA rookie, who would be on a minimum of around $900,000 for the season, is striking. WNBA players have taken a stand against their comparatively low wages by pulling out of their collective bargaining agreement (CBA) with the league in the hope of negotiating more favorable terms. Though various endorsement deals boost her bank balance, Clark is seemingly trapped on modest pay with the Fever for the remaining 3 years of her contract. Appearing on the Let's Go podcast on the eve of the U.S. election, Trump was asked whether anything could be done, including the prospect of Clark and the WNBA ripping up her contract and drafting a new one. "Well, it's really, you've got to rely on the market," he explained. "You can't go in and just say, well, we're going to break this contract because this person did well. It sounds unfair, but somebody agrees to a contract. Hopefully she'll keep it going, and probably will. She's going to make a lot of money." Trump added that the WNBA could ease tensions in Clark's case by taking action in the form of a one-off bonus. "It wouldn't kill the league if the league is doing okay," he said. "The league could really do something with it because it seems unfair, but you have a lot of that." The new Unrivaled League announced that they have expanded their 30-player roster for their inaugural season in January and signed Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever teammate, whipping social media into a FRZY at the prospect of Clark competing in Miami. A 9-figure offer is reportedly on the table for the Iowa native who has transformed women's basketball in just 1 year as a professional. Unrivaled Chiefs have openly admitted that they are courting the WNBA Rookie of the Year created by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. Unrivaled is a new challenge to the WNBA as a 3-on tournament taking place in January. They have pledged to dwarf salaries handed out in the Htop Professional Basketball League, offering 6-figure minimum contracts for each player who signs up. Clark's Fever teammate Lexi Hall has recently been confirmed as the latest addition to Unrivaled, where fellow star Angel Reese will also compete, but adding Hole and expanding the roster has prompted many to believe that their new recruit will be Clark. Caitlin Clark recently returned to Iowa City after the end of the WNBA season, visiting her alma mater, the University of Iowa. During her time on campus, Clark was reunited with former teammates Gabby Marshall, Kate Martin, and Jada Jamie, while the four friends bonded in Iowa. Giammi hosted her guests on the Fresh Talk podcast. The Iowa forward asked her guests to give an update on their current situation since Marshall, Clark, and Martin had already departed from the university. Clark is currently on the Indiana Fever, wreaking havoc in the WNBA. The 2024 Rookie of the Year has been working through the off-season for just over 2 months. She emphasized that she needed the rest and was excited to get back to her home state to be with her friends, just relaxing. Clark said, "It's been nice to have a little break, and it was a fun season, but I've been crossing off the days to get back to Iowa City. I'm happy to be here with everybody." Clark said she was counting down the days until her return to Iowa, where the WNBA All-Star started her career. The 22-year-old played for the Iowa Hawkeye from 2020 to 2024. During her time with the Hawkeye, Clark averaged 28.4 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game. She led the Hawkeyes to back-to-back Final Four appearances and has a long list of accolades to showcase her iconic college career, such as being a 2-time AP Player of the Year and 3-time Big Ten Player of the Year. Clark ended her 4-year career as the NCAA's all-time leading scorer for men's and women's basketball. She's at the top of the history books with 3,951 career points. Caitlin Clark made all sorts of waves when she decided to attend not 1 but 2 Taylor Swift concerts over the weekend. The Eras Tour made one final stop before closing out the year in a half-long concert series in Canada, and Clark just had to make sure she wouldn't miss the show at Lucas Oil Field in Indianapolis. The Indiana Fever star also took in the full Taylor Swift experience, which included one specific concert tradition among Swifties. A fan video is currently making its rounds on social media, in which Clark is seen exchanging friendship bracelets with fellow Swift supporters. Based on the video posted by a user named @SophieDater, 4 multiple fans exchanged bracelets with Clark, who was assisted by security personnel during her interaction with fellow Swifties. This particular fan even got away from the Fever superstar as Clark checked out the latest addition to her bracelet collection. As it turns out, she got more than a few of them during the show. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe my channel. Top Story News.